Unfortunately, the Philadelphia Phillies did not sweep the Miami Marlins in Sunday afternoon's series finale. They obviously won the first two games of that series, Friday and Saturday. Lost Sunday's third game, that series finale, 5-4. Close game, tough loss. But again, they still won the series 2-1. Always just winning series is a great thing. That means you're getting the job done. You're one of the best teams in baseball. You're heading into the right direction, into the playoffs, and that's exactly what's going on for the Phillies right now. Unfortunately, it was their 3-game win streak was snapped with that 5-4 loss to the Marlins on Sunday. But big 4-game home series at Citizens Bank Park starting here on Monday. It's going to be a tough series. The Phillies were obviously swept by the Mets a few weeks ago up at Citi Field, but the Phillies need to play their best baseball. This is honestly the biggest series of the season. Huge NL East implications for the division title. In this 4-game series at home, the Phillies play very good at home at Citizens Bank Park, so hopefully they come away with a series win. Aaron Nola is on the mound to start this series. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he can pitch well and get this win for the Phillies to get the series started on the right foot. Welcome to Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Henley. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Now, as I said, tough loss for the Phillies Sunday afternoon, but you like to see that they're never out of ball games. They're always going to be coming back, clawing their way back, even if they come up short in a loss. You like that dog mentality that team has. Again, they're never out of a ball game. They have a lot of late inning comebacks this year, and that's just a great quality in a team that's trying to make a deep playoff run and trying to win a World Series championship. You're never out of a ball game. You never just give up. You never accept defeat. You're always battling until the very final out, and that's exactly what the Phillies did in Sunday's 5-4 loss to the Marlins. They were down early. They were down 4-0 after the first inning. Taijuan Walker was on the mound. Didn't have his best stuff there. Now, credit to him. After that first inning, he did settle in a little bit. He did make it through 6 innings of work, allowing just those 4 runs. But those 4 runs really ended up proving costly overall. The Phillies did score 4 of their own runs, not till later in the ballgame, but the Marlins obviously got that 1 extra run towards the end of the game as well to win that 5-4. But 4 runs in the first inning, Taijuan Walker allowed to the Marlins. The Phillies did chip away at the lead throughout that ball game. Nick Castellanos, we all know Nick Castellanos, he hasn't been happy as of late, hasn't been playing every day like he used to be because obviously lots and lots of offensive struggles for the veteran outfielder, the veteran right fielder for the Phillies, but he was playing for the Phillies in Sunday's loss. He had an RBI triple that scored a run. Trey Turner hit a solo home run, scored another run. Brandon Marsh had an RBI single, scored another run. The Phillies chipped away, made it a 4-3 ball game after 6 innings. So they were right there in the game. Plenty of baseball left with those 3 more innings left to work with. And the Phillies had a good chance to make one of these late inning comebacks look like they've done a lot here in 2025. Unfortunately, did come up short. But Kyle Schwarber, he hit an RBI single in the 9th inning. The Phillies had a little bit of a rally there in the final inning. Unfortunately, the Marlins did get an extra run before that, so it didn't tie the game at 4-4. It was still a 1-run game at 5-4. And the Phillies, as I said, did have an opportunity there in the 9th inning after that Schwarber RBI single to make it 5-4. They had first and third with 2 outs, down just the 1 run, but unfortunately Bryce Harper grounded out to end that ball game to lose that series finale 5-4. But again, the Phillies did win that series overall 2-1, and they keep on winning series. That's great to see. Playing winning baseball as of late, especially need to continue playing this winning style of baseball, even though they lost Sunday. Still came close to a win, still won the series, but you got to put that loss behind you and get right into it here on Monday with this huge series starting against the Mets at home here at Citizens Bank Park. Now, the reason the Marlins did score an extra run is because Jose Alvarado allowed a solo home run in the 7th inning. I said it, the Phillies made it a 4-3 ball game, chipped away at the Marlins lead after going down 4-0 early in the first inning. Taijuan Walker out of the game after 6 innings. Jose Alvarado, the first reliever to come in relief for Taijuan Walker in that 7th inning. And again, unfortunately for Alvarado, he allowed a solo home run, a dagger, you could say, to the Phillies. He did get the first 2 outs of the inning, so it was looking good for Alvarado and the Phillies. Then that solo home run, then he hit a batter. Then he was replaced by Orion Kirkring, who got the 3rd out of the inning and kept it at that 5-3 Marlins lead heading into the 8th inning. But again, a late dagger. That one extra run was all the Marlins needed to win that ball game, to make the Phillies comeback attempt fall short and lose that ball game 5-4. Obviously, Kyle Schwarber with that RBI single in the 9th, which could have tied the ball game 4-4, but the Marlins did have that solo home run there in the 7th inning to get that extra insurance run to make it 5-3 at the time. Unfortunate stuff. Phillies lost the game, but again, they won the series, and that's really all you can ask for from series to series throughout a long MLB season. Now, one of the biggest headlines, the biggest news out of that ball game, Phillies star shortstop Trey Turner left the ball game in the 7th inning. He was hustling down the line on a ground ball, trying to beat out an infield single. He was safe on a throwing error. Unfortunately, though, right after he made it to first base, passed the base a little bit, he immediately turned around, looked at the bench, said he was out of the game, took himself out of the game, went right to the dugout, and went right into the clubhouse. It came out later saying that Trey Turner, after stepping on first base a little awkwardly, which caused an injury possibly, Trey Turner suffered a hamstring injury because of that, and we won't, as of the making of this video, I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I don't know how severe the injury is. All I know is he left the ball game. He has a hamstring strain. Hamstring injuries can be tricky sometimes. Some guys come back a little sooner. Sometimes it can keep you out for weeks, sometimes even months, depending on the severity. Hopefully it's not that bad for the Phillies. Obviously, we're here in the final month of the regular season. Just a few more regular season games to go. This huge Mets series, he's most likely not going to be playing against the Mets. But again, we'll see. I don't know this severity of it. I don't know how long he'll be out, again, at the making of this video. So hopefully it's not too severe. Hopefully he's back before the end of the regular season, and hopefully he's back and playing at full strength, because he's one of the best hitters in Major League Baseball this year. Hopefully he's back for the Phillies playoffs, because they need him at the top of the lineup if they want any shot at winning a World Series championship. Now, we did see Trey Turner miss some time previously in the years past with the Phillies, and Edmundo Sosa, one of the Phillies bench players, we all know he comes in, he gives them a spark a lot, he plays well defensively, at the plate, offensively as well. We saw him step in when Trey Turner missed an extended period of time before, played really well in Trey Turner's absence. Hopefully, if Trey Turner is going to miss a decent amount of time here, that Edmundo Sosa can fill in like he has in the past and really just keep the Phillies rolling like it's not that big of a loss. You don't want to say that losing Trey Turner is a huge loss, but if he can kind of fill that void a little bit, that's all you can ask for out of your guy coming in for that. So we'll see how that injury plays out, how long Trey Turner will be out for, and if it's going to prove costly to their lineup, or if Edmundo Sosa and others can step in and get the job done for the Phillies. Again, we'll see what happens, but the main focus right now is this huge 4-game series coming up here against the New York Mets. Again, biggest series of the year here in 2025. The Phillies do hold a 7-game lead over the Mets in the National League East for first place, but 4-game series, if the Phillies are swept by the Mets again like they were up in Citi Field a couple weeks ago, then the Mets are right back in the division race, right on their tails. Hopefully the Phillies can at least, at the very least, split this 4-game series 2-2, and then you're still in some pretty good position with this 7-game lead right now. You don't really lose any ground there in the divisional race. Again, though, ideally, you want the Phillies to win that series 3-1. Even a 4-game sweep would be incredible. Put the Mets way in the rear view mirror. Pretty much lock up the division race. They have the opportunity to do that here in front of the home crowd at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies play very good baseball at home, and they have the opportunity to just really run away with the division lead and try to make it 2 consecutive division and National League East titles in a row. We all know they won the division last year. The Phillies unfortunately got not swept. They lost in 4 games to the Mets in the NLDS in the playoffs. Hopefully we don't see a repeat of that, but it's always good to win a division, get a division crown, be one of the top teams, if not the top seed in the National League, get a first-round bye, have some time off, rest up, game plan, all that fun stuff. So huge series right here for the Phillies, starting here on Monday with Aaron Nola on the mound against their division rival New York Mets. Again, have a 7-game lead over the Mets, can run away with it with a good series here. The Mets haven't really been playing great baseball since they swept the Phillies up at Citi Field a few weeks ago. The Mets have lost 6 of their last 10 ball games, including the last 2 games in a row to the Cincinnati Reds and a series loss to the Reds at that. The Phillies have been playing better than the Mets have. The Phillies have won 7 of their last 10 games since being swept by the Mets up at Citi Field. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we want to win this series, but again, at the very least, at least split the series 2-2. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere at Citizens Bank Park in these 4 games. It all starts here on Monday night with the veteran Aaron Nola on the mound. The Phillies have to be at their best, playing their best baseball if they want to run away with this division. You don't want the Mets to have some momentum and get them back high spirits, all that kind of stuff. You don't want to get them hot here. You don't want them to feel like they can win this division and go into the playoffs and make another deep run like they did last year. And thank you guys for watching this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Kennelly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Hopefully, we're talking about a Phillies series opening win against the Mets tomorrow, but we'll see. Just enjoy the series, enjoy the rivalry. Go Phils. As always, again, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.